Have you ever noticed something remarkable about certain older individuals, those who often prefer solitude over social scenes, silence over noise, and inner peace over external validation? They don't always say much, but their presence speaks volumes. There's something profound about older people who like to be alone. It's not loneliness. It's not sadness. It's a deeper wisdom, a kind of quiet strength that comes from within. In today's video, we'll dive into 9 amazing qualities of older people who like to be alone. You might recognize some of these in your grandparents, maybe even in yourself. So sit back, take a deep breath, and let's explore a world of quiet depth, soulful strength, and graceful solitude. 1. Deep self-awareness. Solitude reveals the soul, and older people who embrace being alone have often walked a long, reflective journey inward. They've faced the storms of life, navigated love and loss, built careers, raised families, and watched the world evolve around them. Through all of this, they've developed an intimate understanding of who they truly are. Unlike the younger years, when identity is often shaped by external influences, these older individuals have peeled back the layers to find their authentic selves. They're not chasing approval. They don't need to impress. They've grown to understand their values, their beliefs, their quirks, and even their shadows. And because they're self-aware, they can sit with their thoughts in peace, not fear. This level of self-awareness allows them to make mindful choices. They know what energizes them and what drains them. They know when to engage and when to retreat. And most importantly, they're comfortable in their own skin. Self-awareness is a rare gem, and these individuals wear it gracefully, like a quiet crown. 2. Emotional independence. One of the most liberating aspects of aging is the realization that you don't need others to make you feel whole. Older people who enjoy solitude often carry a deep sense of emotional independence. They've learned that their happiness isn't tied to other people's presence, opinions, or validation. It's an inner fountain that flows quietly, fed by gratitude, perspective, and acceptance. They've experienced the highs and lows of relationships, friendships lost, family members gone, love stories that changed shape, and through all of it, they've discovered the strength of standing emotionally on their own. This doesn't mean they don't love or connect. It means their emotional anchor is within, not outside. In a world that constantly seeks external validation through likes, shares, and attention, their independence is a powerful form of emotional freedom. 3. Deep thinkers and observers. People who enjoy being alone often observe the world more deeply. Older individuals who cherish solitude are typically deep thinkers. While others are busy talking, they're quietly watching, listening, noticing details others miss, reflecting on life's patterns. They've become mental gardeners, tending to the seeds of ideas, wisdom, and memories. They may spend hours reading, writing, journaling, or simply reflecting. Their thoughts are deep rivers, not shallow streams. They contemplate human behavior, society, mortality, and meaning, not out of melancholy, but out of genuine curiosity and appreciation for life's mysteries. When they do speak, their words are usually thoughtful and insightful because they come from deep wells of reflection. They may not dominate a room, but when they speak, people listen. 4. Resilience through solitude. Solitude can be a crucible, and those who willingly walk into it emerge stronger. Many older individuals who enjoy being alone have used solitude to build resilience. They've learned to sit with discomfort, confront grief, endure hardships, and recover without needing to be constantly surrounded by others. This strength doesn't come overnight. It's forged through years of real-life trials, loss of loved ones, illness, financial struggle, broken relationships, and silent battles that no one else sees. And because they've spent time alone, not avoiding their pain but facing it, they've become emotionally tough and spiritually grounded. They don't crumble when the world gets noisy. They don't panic when things go wrong. They've weathered worse, and their quiet strength is unshakable. 5. Clarity and simplicity. In solitude, older people often find beauty in simplicity. They no longer chase the chaos of more success, more followers, more stuff. They've learned that happiness often hides in the simple things: a morning cup of tea, a walk in nature, a handwritten letter, or the silence of early dawn. Solitude has taught them to declutter, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. They've let go of drama, meaningless arguments, and unnecessary obligations. They've embraced a minimalist mindset, not out of trend, but out of clarity. They know that less truly is more. And in a world overwhelmed by noise and distractions, their life becomes a peaceful island, a place of stillness, where clarity thrives and unnecessary stress has no place. 6. Strong personal boundaries. Solitary older people often have firm and healthy boundaries. They know the value of their time, energy, and peace, and they protect it. They're not afraid to say no. They don't attend every gathering. They're not always available, and that's okay. Through years of experience, they've learned that people-pleasing leads to exhaustion. So, they've stopped trying to make everyone happy and started making their own well-being a priority. Their solitude isn't isolation. It's a boundary. It's a conscious choice to preserve their emotional balance. They don't fear missing out. They don't get caught in gossip. They choose relationships that are meaningful and walk away from ones that drain them. Their boundaries are quiet but firm. And in that space, they thrive. 7. Rich inner world. One of the most beautiful traits of older people who like to be alone is their rich inner world. Because they spend so much time in quiet spaces, they often have vivid imaginations, creative passions, and strong spiritual or philosophical interests. You might find them painting, gardening, writing poetry, playing an instrument, or meditating. They live not just in the outer world, but in the vast, colorful universe within their mind and soul. Their inner life is full of stories, dreams, questions, and reflections. It's a secret garden that very few are invited into, but for them, it's a sacred place of joy and expression. They don't need to be entertained because their thoughts entertain them. They don't need constant company because their own mind is company enough. This inner richness is a gift that blooms in solitude. 8. Unshakable peace. With age and solitude often comes peace, not just the absence of noise, but the presence of serenity. Older people who enjoy being alone radiate a calm energy. They're not in a rush. They're not trying to prove anything. They move through life with grace and stillness. This peace is earned. It comes from letting go of grudges, forgiving themselves and others, and accepting life for what it is, not what they wish it were. They no longer resist the flow of time. They accept change. They've made peace with the past, and they no longer fear the future. This peace is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's the wisdom of someone who's been through enough to know that life is too short for unnecessary worry. And when you sit next to them, you can almost feel it. That peace, that calm, that deep, unshakable quiet. 9. Deeper connection with the spiritual. Lastly, many older people who embrace solitude develop a strong connection with the spiritual side of life. For some, it's faith in God. For others, it's a sense of universal energy, ancestral wisdom, or simple mindfulness. But one thing is clear: their solitude has deepened their connection to something greater than themselves. They spend time in prayer, meditation, or silent contemplation. They feel close to nature. They sense meaning in small things. They find comfort in the invisible, the eternal, and the sacred. Their lives are not just about doing, but about being. Being present, being still, being grateful. This spiritual grounding gives them incredible inner strength, compassion, and wisdom. And even in silence, they often feel they are never truly alone. So, what can we learn from these remarkable individuals? That solitude isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. It's not a sign of weakness or loneliness. It's often the path to wisdom, clarity, and peace. Older people who like to be alone aren't strange. They're not antisocial. They are deep, soulful beings who have found the power of stillness in a noisy world. Maybe one day, we too will walk that path. Maybe one day, we'll sit in silence, not out of sadness, but out of serenity. And when that time comes, may we remember the 9 qualities we explored today, and carry them with honor. If you found this video meaningful, consider subscribing for more thoughtful content on life, wisdom, and emotional well-being. And if there's an older person in your life who fits this description, send them this video. Let them know their quiet strength is seen and appreciated. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care, and don't be afraid of the quiet. Sometimes that's where the soul speaks loudest.